Okay, so we got a few off-topic questions here. I hope you don't mind answering. And you know, and if there's something that don't fit into your area of expertise, that's fine. We understand. We know you came forward for certain specific reasons. First of all, Saint Germain, now that we know that you are a good person to talk to about karma, is there some other areas, let's say, of expertise or specialty which a person might want to call upon you for specifically in their own meditations or whatnot?
Abundance.
Abundance.
Abundance is just another aspect, if you wish, of karma. It's not karma, but it's another aspect of energy.
Right.
So I am the master of energy.
Right. So Ursula could use you a little bit then. You would just think herself worthy.
Oh, child.
I just like to bust her balls a little bit every now and then. Come on. Help me out, Saint Germain. We want my very good friend to not go to sleep at night worrying about, where things are coming from for her.
She's not been doing that.
Good. Good, okay. And, oh, hey, by the way, as long as I got you, can you teach me how to snap my fingers, turn things into gold real quick? Let me get my notepad. I'm ready. All right, I'm ready.
It's not about snapping fingers. Gold. And it's not about being in a laboratory and turning base metals into gold either.
Right. Alchemy is really about the soul, isn't it?
It is about the soul.
Yeah.
It is about the soul, and recognizing abundance is a natural part of being. Abundance is God. God is abundant.
Huh?
Do you ever count how many grains of sand there are? How many stars are in the sky? How many drops are in the ocean?
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever count these?
No, I couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it. It's uncountable. Why? Because God didn't say, oh, I must make sure that there's no more than 100,000 grains of sand in the world. He fills the world. It's always abundant. Humans put many spokes in the works. Humans will do everything they can to limit and stop even.
Right.
Flow. Abundance is an aspect of flow.
Okay.
When energy flows, energy has to flow for abundance. You stop energy from flowing, you stop abundance. So it's that simple. And an easy way to think of it is just your monetary system.
Based on
No, not like that. I don't mean that. If you think of just simple transactions, right? So let's just think somebody hands you $1,000, okay? You can put this $1,000 in a bank. Oh, even better, you stick it under your pillow. That's even better explanation. Okay. Now tell me about the value of that $1,000.
It's worth zero.
It's worth zero. The abundance has stopped the minute you stuck it under the pillow. You stopped it.
Right. And I did that because of fear. I was afraid that I might need it someday.
Right.
Okay.
Now you go out and you spend your $1,000. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you hired somebody and they fixed your roof.
Right. Sounds good.
Now you've got a nice new roof, and this man has got your $1,000.
Yeah.
And he takes it and he buys food for his family, and puts oil in his car, and he continues doing his work, and his family get fed and they do their work, and so on. Now the money's flowing all the time. It passed from his hand.
It's that ripple effect we were talking about earlier.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That movement is what creates the abundance. Don't put the stop on it. Let it flow. Just let it flow.
So Saint Germain, help me with a daily affirmation that I can give to people, and that we can invoke Saint Germain in the cause of abundance. Can you give me something? Nice word track. Am I looking at this wrong?
Well, I mean, daily affirmations, they're fantastic. They're fantastic in the sense that they help you to start believing what you don't believe.
Right.
If you say it often, if you say it often enough, you're hearing it often enough. Finally, one day you wake up and say, "Oh yeah, I know that."
Right.
That's what affirmations are. Pardon?
I always hear it takes 3 weeks to change a habit or a pattern,
Yeah.
but it doesn't need to, right? It could just be one time.
It can be instant.
Yeah. Okay.
The main thing is to recognize. I mean, it doesn't take much to recognize that God is abundant.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you? Yeah.
Because all you have to do is think of the stars, or let's get down to real abundance. How many electrons are there in the universe? I mean, stars are already enough to boggle most people's mind.
Right.
But when you start saying how many molecules, how many atoms make up my body, how many electrons are in each atom, and so on and so on, it grows and it grows and it grows, and I mean, it's like, where does it end? It doesn't end. It doesn't end.
But I want to bring the monetary part of that into my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's not money. This is abundance. Is not money. Money is just a small aspect of abundance.
I mean, I don't have any use for more atoms.
Abundance. Sorry.
I don't have any use for more atoms. Okay.
Yes, you do. Do you're asking? Well, you just asked for more money. Is that got no atoms in it?
Yeah, that's right.
Right. But abundance is health. Abundance is joy. Abundance is freedom.
Right. That's what you're doing.
And money is just a small piece of that. It's just a small piece of that. In truth, most people don't actually need more money.
Right.
And I know that will have a lot of people's heckles rising, right? Immediately that's heard.
No,
But in truth, if you need a slice of bread, it's not money you need, it's food.
Right.
Money is just a tool to get you the food.
Yeah.
So instead of asking for the money, concentrate on what you're really after.
Which is flow.
Which is flow. You need food to come into your life. Let it come. Let the food come. It may come in any direction. It could come through money. That may be one of the paths. But it might come simply because somebody walks past and says, "Hey, I've got this extra loaf of bread. Would you like one?"
Right. Yeah.
And when you concentrate on it having to be money, you cut off a lot of other avenues that might have been open to you, that you've just not made available to you.
Really good. Really good.
Yeah, so money is very, as I say, it's a small piece of the equation, and people get so hung up on trying to manifest money and gold that they don't see the wood from the trees. They don't see that they were given a free train ride, and in fact that would have cost them $26, but who cares, because they got a free train ride. They got the train ride, they would have bought with it anyway.
Right.
I'm just using an example from Ursula's life. She does see it. She knew this immediately when she got it, that it was a gift.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yes, it was a gift, and she was appreciative of the gift too.
Yes, she was.
But the thing is, being open to it coming in whatever form it comes in is far more important than that your abundance manifests as gold in the bank.
Okay. Thank you very much. Another question I had, just something you said made me think of this earlier, but Earlier today, we were talking about all the fires that are going on down in South America. Looks like mostly in Brazil and the Amazon area, not being covered on the news. It just kind of made me wonder, were these set on purpose, or were they just because it's lightning hit every year? I don't know. What can you tell me about man's role in all the fires that are going on in the Amazon right now today, if any?
Man doesn't play a role in this one.
Okay, good to know. All right, and another question one of my friends was having, what has happened to all of the old gods? We used to have the like the Norse gods and the Greek gods and the Egyptian gods and all these are. First of all, were all those the same people, just with different names and costumes?
Yes.
Okay, and what is up with them these days? What are they doing?
They're busy helping mankind. Have you not? And if, some of you are asking for their help, and some of you are just ignoring them. But that doesn't mean they're not there.
Perfect. Just like
They've-
yourself, right? Yeah, I never talked to you before until I needed you for something, and you came forward.
Precisely, the gods and goddesses are still around, and they're still doing their work.
Okay.
Some of them are very busy at the moment. People are recognizing Isis and Ra and
Mm-hmm.
Thoth and so on. They're recognizing them and asking for their assistance.
Wonderful.
They've never gone away, and they're not going to go away. But just because you're ignorant of them or never think to talk to them doesn't mean that they have suddenly gone to sleep or disappeared off the of existence. They're still around.
I was curious on Ra in particular. So it sounds like you're saying he's been here all along. He's never left the planet. Whereas my perception was he was like here for a while and then he left, and he was here for a while and then he left, and that's wrong, correct?
It's not okay. He has lived as an embodied form on the planet, and he is left as an embodied form on the planet. But that doesn't mean that his spirit is not accessible to the planet.
Right, right. Did he ever incur any karma when he came down and gave people knowledge and it was misused?
No.
Okay, good. Because it's all about his intention with the information. So what the other people did, that had to do with them and not him.
Correct.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for clearing that one up. And just want to ask about, I've got an upcoming trip to Canada, and I'm a little concerned about getting over the border. Do you foresee me see that part going smooth for me? And do we like this trip to Canada for me? Is that a good choice?
Yes. It will free your spirit.
Yeah, because I'll be out in the woods. I don't get outdoors that much, huh?
Right.
And we're looking forward to going some neat places. Hey, by the way, is there anything, any suggestions you think I should put onto the agenda, like a place to go or a thing to do? Should I do a little ceremony and call in St. Germain while I'm in the neighborhood? What? I love you, buddy. We're pals now, you know?
I am always in the neighborhood, wherever neighborhood you're in. That is not a problem. Do you need to put on a special ceremony to invite me in? No.
I'll just say, St. Germain, what's up, buddy? Come on, hang out, right? That's it?
Absolutely.
All right. All right. Appreciate it.
But enjoy nature.
Okay.
Enjoy the water, enjoy the woods. It's a good idea when you're in the woods and near water to feel for the elementals.
Feel for the elementals. Okay, yes. We were talking about that, and maybe try to connect with some fairies as well.
Fairies love to work with human beings. You know, they've been abused, but they do love to be invited to come and help. They like clearing energy fields. They love clearing energy. They love clearing. Fairies are beings of joy and happiness and just zest for life.
Yes, that is clear.
And they love to clear to clear neighborhoods, to clear forests, to clear waters, they will clear human energy fields too if you will invite them in.
Right. Just I'm writing that down.
So Ursa speaking right now. I think there's some fairies here laughing beside me.
We'll talk to them in a minute. Okay. I don't want them to distract me though. Look at you little fairies. I'm working.
Fairies are always working.
Yes. So Saint Germain, I want to ask you about my my friend Mitch. If we're going to be a good team, if there's any kind of weird karma in that relationship that I need to know about, what can you tell me about that? She was asking about it as well.
You can be a good team if you wish to be.
Okay. Good.
It's just a normal human relationship. If you wish to help and honor each other, you will be helpful and honoring of each other.
Right.
If you wish to be in arguments, you could do that too. You both have the temperament to do that.
All right. Right, just like everything else, what you want to make of it, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Seems like we might have known each other in some past lives, though. Is that right? Probably.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And also things, unlike this other person that I was running into, where things typically went bad. I'm thinking that my past life's experiences with Mitch individual have typically gone pretty well, nice and smooth and pleasant. Or maybe it's just a mixed bag. I don't know.
Yes, more good, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And is there any, let's say, karma attached to that union relationship that should be addressed or cleared or talked about amongst each other?
It would be a good idea just to send a violet flame between both of you, or send it to each of you.
Right. Mercy.
Clear the fields before you start.
Okay, that's a great idea. That's probably something you should always do. Right.
Very good idea.
Because then we get to start from scratch with a zero balance, and now it makes it much easier for us to move forward or backwards or whatever.
Sorry, this is Ursula. Sorry.
All right.
Sorry, this is Ursula laughing because I'm just
The fairies talk, huh?
I felt Saint Germain say that my idea was a very good idea.
Your idea? His idea.
Yeah, his idea was a very good idea. Yes, the idea that you just got from him. Yes, that's a very good idea. Sorry, I just felt that they kind of it was a kind of
my idea. I thought that was my idea.
It was a humor that went through his field that just tickled me. I'm sorry.
You know, this reminds me of that time we were talking to my higher self, and they were like, "Oh, where'd you get that idea from, Gil?"
Exactly.
All right, thanks, Saint Germain. Appreciate the taking credit for my ideas again. That's fine. Okay. Thank you so much for coming through, Saint Germain. I do want to just take a moment to step aside and let's see if these fairies that are hanging around Ursula have anything that they want to say. Yeah. What's up, little fairies? How are you guys doing today? You guys in a good mood?
Oh yes.
I feel like you've been hanging out around Ursula all day today.
Oh yes.
Yeah, the reason for that? Tell me what's going on. What's up with you guys?
Oh, we just want to make our acquaintance.
You want to make what?
Our acquaintance.
All right. So you guys going to be around a little more often now?
Oh yes.
Okay. And or maybe you've always been around, but she'll be more aware of you.
She will.
Okay. And maybe when she walks around town singing songs, it'll help to spread the fairy energy and love and clearing.
Oh yes, we hear her songs.
Yeah, I bet you like them too.
Yes, we do.
All right. And is there any other purpose for you guys kind of being in her field and around her now at this time, going into the future?
Please repeat the question.
Is there any other reason for you guys to be around at this time and in the future?
We are just coming to be our own giddy selves. We are lightening up our field.
All right. Well, I know she will appreciate that.
Yes.
She will spread that light and love all around wherever she goes.
That we know.
All right. Thank you very much. And before I let you guys go, because kind of Saint Germain did such a great job of answering all my questions today about karma.
Isn't he wonderful?
Oh boy, he is. He is great. Really good answers. Easy to understand. Powerful, emotional. Really make you feel the love, just like you guys do. But is there any other message that you guys would like to give to Ursula or me or anybody that might be watching this video at a later time?
Oh, enjoy life.
Mm-hmm.
Life is not for being hung up about karma. Let that stuff go.
There you go. All right.
Yeah. Call upon us. We'll help you.
All right.
Yeah.
Clear the energy field.
We love doing clearing up.
Okay.
Oh, we love doing that.
Good.
We love bringing people back into their original beingness.
Oh yeah, the blueprint, the feeling of being God.
The feeling of being joy, the feeling of being love, the feeling of being so blissfully happy. We love bringing people back to that.
All right. So good, so good. Okay. All right, and is there anything else there, fairies, that we want to add before we go?
Oh, send love to the Amazon, please.
Thank you. We would like to ask for all the fairies of the world to send love to the Amazon at this time, rejuvenation, replenishment, to allow these fires, which are a natural thing, to achieve their good that they can do for the ecosystem.
We ask the humans to do the same, please.
We'll ask that the humans in the area and around the world be guided to send their aid, their love, their clearing of that energy field and of any karma accrued, to send joy and love to that area as well and help. All right. Thank you so much, fairies. And oh, hey, do you guys have any play in this? Me and Ursula used to get this kind of, I call it like a morning euphoria. We'd always like, the sun starts to come up and I'd like start giggling all the time. Is that you guys?
Of course.
Of course, right? And is there a way that people could call that in as they start their days?
Take a walk in nature.
Yeah.
We are always wherever you can see natural vegetation.
Perfect.
Yes.
Then we just ask for fairy energy while we're doing it, right?
We want to make your acquaintance.
All right.
Yes.
We're very pleased and well met today. The combination of you guys and Saint Germain, I think, is just perfect. It's two great tastes that taste great together. All right. Almost as good as peanut butter and chocolate. Almost. All right, maybe a little better. Whew. Okay, so I would like to thank everybody that came forward to help us today with so much love and gratitude. Thank you all so much. What a great time we had. What great answers we've gotten. Wide awake. Wide awake again. Man, you just wake up some days and you say, today's going to be a good day. Right? You just know. Right? And we go to start a session and I'm just like, I just know this is going to be good. Right? It's just going to be good. And I'm not sure how much of that you remember, but I'm sure you're feeling the wonderful energies that were going through you the whole time.
Oh my gosh. Beautiful energies.
Isn't that? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So wonderful.
And all this can stay with you and be your daily occurrence, should you wish it. And so that's a good thing to keep in mind, and everybody at home too. But I don't know all you guys. I know Ursula. So
Wow. Wow. So
you
different
know,
as well.
what's that?
The energies were different as well. Saint
Oh,
Germain had a very different frequency to the fairies.
yeah, yeah. Well, everybody's different to the fairies. Honestly, I mean, I think there's like a few dragons out there that kind of remind me of the fairies, but generally speaking, the fairies are just their own. Um, but for Saint Germain, like super cool. I mean, we'll definitely talk to him again.
Wow.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like he's got great answers, great energy. It's like super. I could plow through questions with him too. It's like some people, it takes me a long time, hard for me to phrase things properly for them. Saint Germain, you just talk, and he just talks back. It's great, it's great. What we learned is that the karma is it's an energy field. You wear it like a cloak, and you can choose to take off that cloak anytime you want. And you don't have to do it again and again and again, unless you're just feel like you're accruing new karma, right? Again and again. And if that's the case, well, part of the process is to take responsibility and stop doing those things, right? Probably more important than asking for your karma to be cleared every day.
Yeah, that's much bigger, I think.
Well, we're just humans, right? And
I know. And the next person triggers you, and off you go.
right, and so and you and I were kind of talking about what effect this has on us moving to 5D and the Earth moving to 5D, and the answer is that it doesn't hold you back per se, but it is the fact that you're trying to raise your vibration, and here's this dense energy that's holding you down like an anchor until you let go of it. And so, and whether I think it's pretty easy to clear all that, even if you're just having the intention to constantly raise your vibration. You don't necessarily have to know what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
I let go of that candy bar I stole in third grade, right? You don't have to know that per se. It's just as you are concentrating on using your energies, then you are. And it may have to do with karma, it may have to do with other things, whatever, it doesn't matter, right? Just letting go of that which is holding you down, and you don't have to know what it is. It was kind of part of the message that I got from that. I took a ton of notes. I'm going to make a killer prayer, meditation, affirmation. I'm not going to do yet, but something along that line. Let's see what else we got here. The thing about I started asking about racial karma was pretty interesting because all the races have karma, and the human race as a whole has karma. And then other thing really neat. So we're talking about how karma can kind of hold back the ascension process, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's people. Let's take me and you for an example. They're going to wake up tomorrow. We're going to just get rid of all of our karma. We're like, I'm done with that shit. I'm over it, right? Bam, done deal, right? Because we believe it now, and for us, that's all we need, right? We can just bam, say the right words, and bing, bang, boom, fixed. Okay. So now we also try to live our lives in a certain way that doesn't accrue karma, and pretty good degrees of success. We may not be perfect at it. But so now people along that lines that are light workers, and we were talking about like ancestral karma, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can choose to start cleaning up some of this karmic field that's holding around the entire earth. Right? So we're saying that karma is a cloak that you're wearing. Well, there's one that the earth is wearing, and you can help to get rid of that cloak. Now that you've done your own work on yourself, you can start getting rid of the human racial karma that could be holding the whole planet down and slowing down the ascension. And you merely just set the intention that you're going to explode the violet flame throughout all the people, through everything. And that's one you could probably do every day, but I don't even think, theoretically, if you did it right, you wouldn't need to also. You should just have to do it once. But I I feel like that field is pretty big. So the more people we have on board helping with that.
Yes, I was going to say that I think you'd have to do it either through a lot of people or many times, because that field is too big to take on for one person at a time. The one person couldn't carry that whole load at once and transmute it, I don't think.
Because that is the problem, right? Because you're making this decision saying, I will accept some of this karma and then I will transmute it. So you're right, you can only process so much at a time without blowing yourself up or
right.
Something. What you're thinking about after all this, what you're processing.
What am I processing? I mean, feeling wise, I don't know how you describe feelings. I don't know how you describe them. I like Germain's energy a lot. I really like his energy. I do.
A little just you saying that.
Wow. No, I'm not just saying that, and I'm not. Whoa. No, I really like his energy a lot.
But
I think he's got a very Christ-like energy, to be quite honest.
Doesn't surprise me at all. That seems very, yeah. Because here's the thing about when I think of the Christ energy, right? And I know you've heard me say this before, but it's just for other people. Is that the way you know you're talking to the Christ consciousness is because the Christ consciousness has this beautiful ability to say something that is both genius and accessible to everyone all at the same time. Like,
right.
Dumbest person on the planet, I hate to say it that way, but it's only, I don't know how to say it. The dumbest person on the planet could hear something that the Christ consciousness said and say, that's genius. Right? They could recognize the genius in it. And the smartest person on the planet could look at that and say, wow, anybody can understand that. You know, to me, that's what the Christ consciousness, that's how I know what I'm talking to. Right? And if anything was ever trying to masquerade as that and not it, which would never fly anyways, obviously. But if that were the case, I would know immediately, because I'd be like, that was really smart, but I don't think everybody can understand it. You know, like, or could you clarify that for me if I need to say that? You know, right? And with Saint Germain, I didn't really have to do that. I think there was one time I kind of said, well, what do you mean? And that was more because I was just digging and wanting to see how much deeper he could go on the topic. But yeah, I didn't really feel like I ever had to say, what do you mean by that? Huh? I don't understand. You know, I don't feel like he was saying, do you understand? Are you following what I'm saying? You know, a whole lot. No, it was just like, boom, he would say it, and I'd be like, God damn, that was good. Oh, wow. You know, right? Whoa, duh, why didn't I already know that? You know, right? Which is, you know, kind of my, one of my other barometers for truth, right?
Right, right.
You know something right out of the gate, and you just go, duh, why didn't I already know that? Right? That's the truth, right? And how'd you feel about your accuracy today, Ursula?
She's not going to answer that one. I liked it, to be honest. There was times when, and I told you when I was getting in the way. I told you each time.
Yes.
I did. So.
And honestly, that only happened because sometimes I ask kind of convoluted questions. I ask these questions that kind of turn around on themselves, and right, and that's just it's part of my questioning technique, you know. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And let me look at a couple of the questions here. I'll give you some of the answers we had too. We're talking about karmic entanglement. So, in the example for this, I cut somebody off on the road, and I think, oh, I just go give $1 to this bum. Fix the Rooney, right? And Saint Germain's going like, well, what good does that do when the guy comes home and yells at his wife, and his wife goes yells at the kid, and the kid goes out in the neighbor and gets in a fight with the neighbor? Oh, yeah. Right? So we talk about this ripple effect, right? You throw the pond in the water, and he's kind of talking about the abundance works the same way too, as a ripple effect. You know, so you have to think that you can be receiving ripples coming from all directions, and your purchases you're putting out ripples going in all directions as well.
Right.
Yeah, and I was joking about you a little bit, but it didn't come across as funny as I thought it would. But so we did learn how to clear the karma. We're going to make some kind of a prayer affirmation type of thing for everybody to do that. But the big part of it is just really accepting responsibility, deciding not to make the same choices that cause that, and wanting to understand, atone, and repair. It is just fine to ask for assistance, right? And also what you want to do is you want to, okay, so we go back to this example of I cut the guy off in traffic. Well, in that moment, I can set an intention to send a little love to them for healing, right? And for myself to not cut people off anymore if I can avoid it, right? But when I get home that night, I may want to sit down, meditate, put just a little more intention into it, right? And say, can I ask for help? And can we clear all the ripples that this effect that this made, right? So that I can go to the wife and the kid and the neighbor down the line, all the levels to be claimed. The violet flame, which seems to come through in more and more sessions that we do, and more circumstances in my personal life. It just seems like, honestly, we debate so much. Oh, what lessons did I learn from all this crap that I've been through lately, right? I learned that the violet flame's good for just about everything that ails me, right? And like, it's almost like each one of those lessons was a different use and application of the violet flame.
Right.
So if I want to learn something from all of this, I can go back and I can think, I need to use violet flame more often. Whenever I'm confused about something, it probably just means I haven't applied the violet flame yet, right? Which of course, as we know, stands for mercy, compassion, release, truth, that type of thing.
Right.
Getting rid of all karmic ties and attachments.
Right.
When I was saying about me and Mitch, how are we going to get along? Well, I mean, why don't you guys just go ahead and, just for the sake of being thorough about things, if you run the violet flame through your relationship around both of you and release all old BS and just start from scratch and set an intention that we're going to live in a way that doesn't incur new karma.
That's a really good, sorry, I'm laughing because I suddenly remembered, but that's a really good idea to do that with all your relationships. Yeah.
Well, the thing is this, though. I can sit down with Mitch and me and her can agree to this and set this intention together.
Yeah, which is wonderful.
We're at a very early stage in things and we're trying to decide which direction this should go. So we can sit down and decide what will be our direction, and that, realize that our main direction, our focus is to be a good team. This is what we want. This is the key word for both of us, actually. And so it will be very easy as her as an enlightened person, me as an enlightenment in person, that we can sit down and set that intention and make that happen.
Right.
However, me and like the last one, it's not going to work that way, right?
Right.
And so what will happen is that Saint Germain says, don't let that stop you from doing your part.
Right.
So what will happen is that I will do my part from my end. I will run the violet flame, release, dissolve, let go of everything. Ask for help, and ask for atonement, repair, and understanding. All the things that come with the violet flame, and all the things that comes with the faeries. So wanting to help energy fields be cleared, and Saint Germain helping to clear. Also, Amethyst and Zadkiel, who are also good to call on if you resonate with them better. So I can do all of this, and what's going to happen is that the intensity of the emotion, because you know how we're connected, right? And so the intensity will start to fade away a little bit of what we're, and as you know, with us, the intensity is a big part of the problem, right? And so the intensity will start to fade away a little bit when I've done my work on my end, and she will start to feel a lightness less burden, right? A less heavy cloak. Still has all the other bullshit in her life, you know, and past things that she needs to work through. But when she gets to this part, at least now I'm not actively oppressing her, right? And so that should hopefully allow for something to happen in the future. But either way, whether it does or it doesn't, it's really not my concern or issue. I've done what I can do, and I'm just going to cross my fingers and maybe, you know, send a little hope and love that way every now and then. Reset the violet flame every now and then for anything new that is cropped up there.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, Kuan Yin, of course, is goddess of mercy. She's another one that you can ask for help from the violet flame.
Exactly.
Talking about, I remember there was a question about gods and goddesses. There's a goddess right there. Kuan Yin is goddess of mercy.
Yeah. No, she's in a certain.
She is that too.
Is there a difference?
You know, I sometimes think personally that the words that we use, like ascended master and gods and goddesses and so on, actually confuses the issue. I think a lot of the time there is no difference.
Yeah, we get fooled by our language. That happens in a lot of other situations as well.
Yeah, I think we tend to, because we put labels on things, we then try to confine everybody to those labels, and you can't, especially at that level. They're so ascended that we have no idea just how powerful and how many categories they fulfill. And I'm using the word categories for us, you know, because they don't fit in any box.
You know, when we first got Saint Germain, you were like, well, there's somebody kind of back here. I can't really see them or anything like that.
Yeah.
And so we took a minute and we just kind of felt our way into it and just relaxed. And all of a sudden, boom, man, he just like, for a moment there, he came like right into you, and I could see the difference in the body language and the mannerisms. And it was kind of more like he kind of went out and was just telling you stuff. But there was, at the very beginning, when I was really wanting to kind of get that connection really good, you could see when it happened.
Right.
Like that. Boom.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really cool. Now, and I'm sure most people don't look at people the way a hypnotist like myself does, right? Where I'm looking at their eye movement and their breathing and these types of things. But also I'm looking for different cues of personalities, much like a poker player would look at somebody, right? Does he have a good hand or a bad hand? How did that question land? You know, do I need to rephrase it, right? And so these are the types of things that I'm always constantly examining throughout the course of the session that you know, kind of makes me me, right? Makes me maybe different than other people. And I don't feel like as there's danger there. I feel as though it's like an energetic vampire that will want to suck you a little bit. So that would be what you get guard for.
I don't need that, to be honest.
Ursula, never-ending well of your own goddamn energy. You got fairies flying out your ass and Saint Germain whispering in your ears. All right, don't hold yourself down. You are a limitless supply. All right, let me tell you something right now. And people will say, "Oh, this drains my energy and that drains my energy." Right? You ever hear Kelly White say that? No, right? Because I don't emulate the light. I emanate the light. It comes from here. It doesn't come from somewhere else. All right, you know, you emulate the light. You know what that is? That's when you go WWJD, right? What would Jesus do? Oh, emulate him. I would pretend to be like him.
I think what happens with me though is I tend to open up my field too much, and I allow them to enter my field, and then, you know, it's like once they're in, then I have to get them out again, and that's sometimes really hard to do.
Yeah. So then what you need to do is you need to have me there for the. All right, man. I'll talk to you later. Go have yourself a walk in the park or a nap or a snack or whatever you need to do.
I got to switch on my phone. It's getting to the hour when my daughter be like, "I rang you. What's happening?" But she started law school this week, so it's all new at the moment.
That's great. great.
It is great, really. I don't know why I've got a fruit fly floating around. I hope it's not a fairy I keep trying to catch.
You're so sweet.
Probably get too much fruit in the house or something.
All right, take it easy. Have a great night.
You too. Thank you.